No doubt I'm going to invite negative comments with this video. I know it's controversial to say you know what it's like in the afterlife, but here goes, I'm wading in. Okay, I get it. We're in the physical world. How can any of us know what it's like in the afterlife? It's a valid point. I am a medium. I've been in communication with the spirit world since I was a little girl. So all I can say to you is I can share with you now 3 observations that I've made from doing thousands and thousands of readings over the years and observing what the spirit world are letting me know in communication. My first observation is really quite important. What the spirit world often tell me is that they begin to sleep more in the physical body as it's beginning to get more tired and it's struggling more to stay alive. Now, this could be that they've been sedated with medication. It could be the natural dying process and just being tired and falling asleep. But it also applies to coma patients and also dementia patients and people with Alzheimer's. The physical body and the spiritual body begin to separate. So the spirit body will gently come away from the physical body and it will be kind of just hovering above, and they become aware of the astral planes around them, the dimensions in spirit closest to our earth. This means that the point of attention of the person now moves from the physical body whilst they are sleeping into the spiritual body. It's nature's way of just allowing for that struggle for life to happen even in the spirit world in a kind of staged manner. This is important to note because it means that whilst they're in that plane, they're able to have a bit of respite. It's very difficult on the soul dying. It's not an easy process, right? This is a labour. We are birthing from this world into the next. The spirit world let me know that the manner in which they passed, they didn't experience maybe the level of suffering that we might imagine they did. And I think this is really important because so many of us are nursing people that we love in their last moments in this world. And I think it could offer some comfort to people to know that maybe that person wasn't quite experiencing the dying process in the way that we maybe imagined them to. Does that make sense? Even though you may see your loved ones suffering physically whilst they're in this world with you, awake and interacting with you, whilst they're asleep, they will be journeying in the astral planes, or at least existing in them, very close to the physical body still, but they'll be aware of those who are coming in around them, who are helping them to prepare for the transition that's about to come. In following with this then, my second observation is that nobody dies alone. I mean, this is so important to share, right? So many people lose loved ones here and they couldn't be there when they crossed. I hope this is a message of comfort for all of you who have had to let a loved one go and you didn't get a chance to say goodbye to them. They passed before you could get there. We don't die alone. Those in the spirit world who love us and who know that we are coming, that it is our time to transition, begin to draw close to us. Deathbed visions are commonly reported by the medical profession. There is lots of research done by this. Palliative care nurses often tell me that when a person is near a point of dying, they will often begin to speak to those who are deceased, who have already gone on before them. I find it intriguing that if this was just a hallucination, you'd expect that that dying person would at some times at least talk to people that are still living here, even if they're not in the room with them at the time they're talking to them. But they don't. They're holding conversations with the deceased. Fascinating. A really interesting book to read would be Dr. Penny Sartori's book, The Wisdom of Near-Death Experiences. Now, I've also been shown by the spirit world that there are beings of light and love, spirit guides, for example, specialist healers that come in around us to hold the space for us, to bring healing, to bring support, and to help us make this adjustment from this physical world back into the spiritual dimensions, which really is our true home. My third observation is that once the spirit body moves away from the physical body, we move into the planes of the spirit dimensions. Now, we will naturally gravitate to the dimensions of reality that are most suitable for us. And whilst we are there, depending on the love that we embody and the connections that we hold, those from our soul group our ancestors and our spirit guides and helpers, spirit teachers, we'll be reconnected with those souls and we'll be welcomed with loving arms. I've had spirit describe to me the spirit realms, and many realms look very much like our earthly realms. There's natural realms of beauty, nature, gardens that just are so stunning. The physical body filters out much of the colour and the energy around us. It has to, otherwise we'd be on overload with our nervous systems. But in the spirit world, our spirit body is able to access or experience the full gamut of reality, if you like. So colour is more vibrant, sound is more alive. The nature that we experience in the spirit dimensions very much seems to have a life of its own, and yet everything is all connected as one and working together in oneness and harmony. There's a harmonic symphony that seems to happen in the spirit dimensions that we don't experience here in the physical world, and it is blissful. The spirit realms are realms of consciousness. So our thought dictates much of what we experience. In fact, spirit people often tell me that because their thought went to their loved ones here automatically in the physical world, that they found themselves journeying very quickly to those they love here as well. Think it and you will be there. How would you imagine the spirit world to be? What would you like it to look like? Where would you like to exist? Let me know in the comments. Do you have any ideas what heaven's like or the spirit world is like? I'd love to know. No matter what I've learned from the communication with the spirit world over the years is that death really is the next grand adventure. It's something that when the time is right for me, I will not be fearful to experience. I know it's going to be breathtaking and mind-blowing. So if you've any stories to tell, please do leave them in the comments, because you may be able to help somebody in need who needs to see what you've got to share. Maybe a loved one had a deathbed vision, or maybe you have had your own experiences with the spirit world that you'd like to share.